Welcome back to the channel, guys. Glad to have you back. I want to get right into it, so let's jump in. I just recently, if you haven't seen, I uploaded the footage of a recent Baja trip that I took down to Baja, California, and it was a fantastic trip. It was a 3-day trip. It was absolutely amazing. We were able to go on the same course as the trophy trucks and all the racers go on. So it was gnarly. If you ever get the chance to go, I highly recommend it. So if you guys are interested in joining us in a trip, let me know. Comment down below. If you want to plan your own trip, get together with your group of friends or buddies and figure out which weeks you want to go and which days. We'll put together a plan for you guys in terms of all the logistics. We'll have a support driver, a chase truck there. We'll go over, all the hotels, the destinations, and the meals that are included in that plan. And we're just there to have a good time. Tour guide we go with has a ton of connections down there. He's a local, knows all the best spots, and he has a lot of experience doing Baja tours down in Mexico. So let your boy know, comment down below. I got all the connections you need. And without further ado, we're gonna jump right into the video. More of an update vlog for you guys on what's going on in preparation for the desert season. So I hope you guys stay tuned and we'll jump right into it. As you could probably tell, going on a Baja trip definitely puts a toll on your bike, especially when you're riding 500 miles. So we've been doing a ton of work to the Banshee here. So we're gonna start doing some preparation work for our CRF 450X, and I will show you guys all the beautiful damage that, not damage, but wear and tear that happens when you go on a Baja trip like that. Most of the wear came from the drivetrain, and as you can see, this chain, I hadn't changed it since I bought the bike maybe 2-3 years ago, but definitely time for a change. It's very stiff, wobbly, and I was having some issues with it down in Baja where it got too loose and I had to tighten it up. So I think with that, the chain definitely caused some premature wear on the rear sprocket. So if you have a good look there, you could see that these teeth are pretty much no good anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and change that. It's a 51 tooth, so we're gonna go down a couple sizes, I believe, to a 48 or 49. The gearing is very short on this bike currently, which is good for acceleration, everything like that. But I do want to try something new and go to a 48, 49. So definitely the chain, rear sprocket, front sprocket. We're also going to go ahead and change. You can see here it's got definitely some wear marks. So we're going to keep that one the same. Everything else looks good. Rear shock, engine is fine. The other thing is this tire. So I'm running the Maxxis Desert IT. As you can see, it's a little chewed up here. And I did notice some wear and tear, but I think the tire itself is fine. I did notice it was flat. So we're gonna go ahead, pump that up and let it sit. And if it goes flat again rather quickly, we're gonna go ahead and change the tube. I do have slime and a desert tube in there, so either something punctured it or there's a slow leak. But this is a great tire for 500 miles and still having some bite left, plus a couple of races on it. You can't go wrong with these Desert ITs. The other thing, go ahead and change the transmission oil and the engine oil. If you did check out my last video, you'll see that I did point out that my right fork was leaking. So I got my suspension done by AHM, and a lot of the Baja guys and the district guys that I race with run the setup. So I know it's a good setup. However, I was a little disappointed that the right fork started leaking, so you could see some foul play in there. All right, guys, time for some maintenance. So we're going to be doing a few things here. We're going to be changing the transmission oil, the engine oil, the oil filter, and the air filter. So I have everything set up here. This is the stuff that I'm using. So if you're interested of what goes into your transmission oil for these 450Xs, this is exactly what you want to be running. 80 weight, 85 weight. This is what I'm going to be running for the engine oil. So this is 10W40. I typically change this out every 6 to 10 hours, especially the engine oil. Transmission, usually I do the same thing, but this lasts a little bit longer. And this is good stuff. I've taken my motor apart before, and I can tell you right now, changing your oil frequently and doing the maintenance, it keeps your motor lasting longer. So this is the oil filter that I'm using. Looks like OEM, but it's not. I think I bought this on either Rocky Mountain or Amazon, but I've never had an issue with these oil filters. They're about half the price, a third of the price of the OEM, and since I'm changing it out ever so often, I've never had an issue, so fear not. And the air filter, you could see from the Baja ride, it's pretty dirty in there, so we're gonna go ahead, clean that up, put a new filter on there. That's the Uni, good stuff there, never had an issue with that. So I will set you guys up on the time lapse. Hope you enjoy. We're gonna be doing some maintenance, getting ready for the end of the season, getting ready for the racing season, as well as desert season to go out to wherever we go, whether it's Ocotillo, Glamis. So we got both 450Xs set up, and enjoy the time lapse. Alright guys, so we're gonna let the engine warm up really quick, 2 to 3 minutes. Let all the engine oil cycle through. Let's see how fast I can knock this out. Alright guys, it's the next day here. Oil change is done. Now we're gonna begin the teardown process of taking off the chain, rear sprocket, front sprocket, and start prepping as we get some of the parts in. I already have some of them, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and I will put you guys on a time lapse and enjoy the hard work that I'm doing. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. We have begun the teardown process of everything that we're going to be changing. So as you can see, we got the chain off, we got the rear axle off with the sprocket that we're going to change. So you can see suckers cooked. Definitely seen some better days. It's pretty bad. So other important thing is make sure you always have grease on your axle, so everything's greased up really well. After the last Baja trip, this tool was super helpful. That chain didn't have a master link, or I couldn't find it, and I used this. So you put this in between your chain, you tighten this bolt up, and there's a push pin that comes out and pushes the pin out of the chain, and easy to replace that. This sprocket's going bye-bye, so we'll remove that later. Teeth are starting to wear on that. That should be pretty easy. We have our chain here. Hopefully this fits. I bought this a while ago and never used it. So we're gonna go ahead and run this one. And then we have a 49 tooth and a stock 51 tooth rear sprocket. So we're gonna go ahead, see which one we run. Both of these look good. But desert season's coming up. A lot of fast stuff, so we might gear up a little bit so that we have a higher top speed, better through the whoops, everything like that. So next video, we're gonna go ahead and install all these parts. Stay tuned. Glad to have you guys here. Desert season's almost here. I promise some riding footage will be coming out shortly. So enjoy your guys' day. We will see you in the next video. Peace.